Kale Lowry's third baby daddy, Chris Lopez, is here, and he's got something to say. You know, one thing about the deadbeats is that they love going online, crying victim, claiming that they're being kept away from their children when they just do not qualify to have their children, right? Take a look at what it is that he has to say. And then on the flip side, we're going to talk about why this is such a BS, okay? So he had posted this image to his Instagram, a little bit of a woe is me sort of a mood that he was in yesterday. And it said, it was a meme, by the way, or an image. To the fathers who deserve more rights, dads suffer in silence to be around their children in a society made to devalue men and dads, but we deserve as much time and equal rights with our children, not just 1 or 2 days a week. And so he shared this from the Fathers' Rights Movement. Listen, Chris lives in Delaware. Kale lives in Delaware. Delaware is a 50-50 state. So if you were a capable father, you would be able to have 50-50 custody of your child. So let's go down the list of Kale's baby daddy situation and what they have, right? So the first baby daddy, the inaugural one, Joe Rivera, he's got 50-50 custody with Isaac. The second one, Javi Marroquin, he had 50-50 with Lincoln until now that he has moved to Virginia Beach. Now they've changed their arrangement, but he had the 50-50. He was a pioneer at 50-50 with Kale, right? And then Chris, you came along, you had supervised visitation because you were a mess. And then Elijah came along and, you know, we don't know what their custody situation is now, but like he has been living with Kale, right? So of the, let's say the three that we can count here, Chris is the only one who does not have 50-50. So fathers' rights do exist, especially in Delaware, where you typically get 50-50, but you just do not even qualify for that. And so I think he needs to look introspectively to figure out why it is that he doesn't get it, right? I find that to be absolutely crazy that he could sit up there on the internet and play victim like this isn't his fault. The man did not even have a job for the longest time. The man was living in his grandmother's attic. The man had serious issues, right? Yes, it looks like he's in a better place, and congratulations to him for that. But if he could qualify for 50-50, he would get 50-50. So he needs to, you know, ask himself why he does not qualify for it. Just saying. And Lex, the way I snap, I love. So I don't know, you know, the way he posted this, like, and he was, you know, the men's rights movements, you know, why is it that people like Chris Lopez, David Eason, Nathan Griffith are the ones in this whole men's rights, dads don't have rights? You know, what do those three have in common? Don't worry, I'll wait, right? East also says deadbeats also know how to lay it down. So that's what I heard, deadbeats and brokies, okay? Guys, be careful. They will have you demonetized, okay? So be careful. Do not even let them hit it one time. Tyrell says the love of her life until he had another baby. Crazy how she snapped out of it with that. Ray says, dang, 50-50. Okay, Delaware, right? Like he lives in the perfect state to have 50-50 and he still can't get it. And that is his own damn problem. Like he says, everyone is sick of Blake and Diddy, but you know who I'm sick of? Kale and her damn baby daddies. Listen, you and me both. In fact, I do have an update for you about her and the fourth baby daddy that we'll get into after this one. And then we're going to put Kale away, hopefully until like at least next week or something like that, right? My goodness gracious. Okay. Tyrell says, Kale says she wants out of the spotlight, but keeps turning it on herself. You know, speaking of this, I will tell you that she had posted this video on her Instagram, and it was like her walking down the street. And then it's like an interview style, but like it's her friend. And so the person's like, oh, aren't you Kale from? And she goes, yeah, my outfit is linked in my LTK. Then it goes, don't you have like 12 baby daddies? She goes, no, like 14. Don't you have like 10 kids? No, like 12, that sort of thing. So she really likes to kind of like make fun of herself with the same old kind of jokes sort of a deal. I thought that was pretty interesting. Lauren says, deadbeats will do everything but look at themselves and take care of their kids. Exactly. And we're going to get into that when we talk about DDG and Halle Bailey, because, you know, on the internet, he was acting like, oh, bring me my son. I don't get to see my son. She's taking my son away from me. But then Halle, when she filed for her restraining order, she was talking about how this man would not see this child for weeks, if not months at a time. Like, it's all about public perception and manipulating, new girlfriends and whatnot. Acacia says, Chris is looking for social media attention again. Let him be great and get his bag. Is he making money off the gram? Is that why he does this? Is that why he's always on live and stuff talking about Kail? That makes so much sense now. That makes so much sense. Okay, damn. Tyrell says losers, but so are some of the moms. They pick and choose the pretty boys, no job, no headmen. What do you expect? And I agree. Listen, at her age, with the amount of children she had, she knew how to prevent pregnancy, right? But she just refuses to. And that's something that I find to be rather disturbing about her. But I digress. I do also want to give you guys a little bit of an update about what went down on the Coffee Convos podcast. Okay, so let me switch over to a different thing here so I could pull up the Coffee Convos logo. I think I got that somewhere. Here we are. So that's the podcast that she has with Lindsay Chrisley, right? So at the very, very, very beginning of this episode, she says that she is recovering from an F-boy. And so I imagine that the F-boy in question was her fourth baby daddy, Elijah Scott. But the weird thing is that, as the episode continues, she actually starts talking a little bit more about Elijah and what's going on with them at home, but not in a romantic sense, right? So when she says she's recovering from an F-boy, mind you, and this is something that I let my channel members know in our community tab, but in a prior episode of one of her podcasts as well, she had said that, what did I tell y'all? I told y'all something, didn't I? She had said that she got back into therapy, and that one of her children had come to her and asked her about her relationship with, her guy, which I'm assuming is Elijah, right? Like that's her most recent relationship, and told her that he could feel that the vibes had been off and whatnot. So it doesn't feel like they're back together or anything like that, or maybe they're trying to figure out getting back together. But yeah, she said she's recovering from dealing with an F-boy. And then she also says that she got sick with some kind of like food stomach bug or something like that. And that Elijah had told her to just like lie down while he handled the kids and whatnot, taking care of the kids and everything. And so I guess like maybe he's still at I don't know. Did he come over to the house to say this? Did he ever leave the house? I really do not know. Two Snap says, you too can prevent forest fires. We got another Ashley from the bushes. Hey, Ashley number 2. We're supposed to have 5 Ashleys. Come out wherever you are. Nice to see you, Ashley. And then she also said that Elijah still does like the farm chores in the house. In fact, he and his cousin are the ones who do them almost daily. So here's the thing. I don't know what Kail does in this household, right? Besides like work. So she had said that, throughout her years of talking about Elijah in this podcast, so she had said that Elijah pretty much takes care of the little kids, like, he does the majority of it. So I'll say like almost on his own, right? With the exception of the nanny's help and whatnot. And then she says that Elijah washes all the dishes by hand. Elijah does most of the cooking. Elijah does a lot of like things like involving laundry and whatnot. And now we're hearing that Elijah does like the farm chores and everything. So it's kind of like, okay, well, what does our girl Kail do? I don't listen, maybe this young man was like, what am I doing? I'm like 25 years old. I've got myself involved with this chick with like 20 kids, a damn farm. Like, why am I doing all this? What is this chick doing? Like, yeah, she's making the money, but damn, it's a lot. It's so overwhelming for his age. Acacia says they're probably staying in separate rooms because he's the primary parent. I think that's what it is. I feel like she's thinking about how difficult it would be to handle 7 children plus a farm and everything alone. And that's probably really, really scary to her. Listen, it's scary to me and it's got nothing to do with me, right? So keep your eyes peeled on this. So she keeps on kind of like slowly trickling information about the status of this relationship. And I think that she will make like a full kind of, announcement eventually. And I do just want to remind you guys that, this is one of the reasons, remember when she was on her podcast calling V a deadbeat, a user, also like a social climber type thing, like she was insulting the hell out of V. Well, you know why it was? It was because she felt as though she was so honest on their podcast, the Baby Mama's No Drama podcast. She was just talking about all of her bowel issues, all her baby daddy issues, everything. And V was just coasting, profiting off of her drama, right? Yet here we are again. with proving to us that that is simply not true, that she hides a lot of her drama, right? The children, she was hiding the pregnancy with Rio. She was hiding the pregnancy with the twins. And now the status of her relationship with Elijah, that's something else that she is hiding too. So why is it that she can go ahead and do that, but when it comes to V, like she has to be insulted and like, just harassed about it? Like, I find that to be really shady. I actually think Kail owes V a big public apology, but I digress. You guys, why don't we get into the Farrah Abraham story, okay? Actually, give me one quick second, though, because listen, your girl needs to drink some water. I'm feeling parched, so I'm going to drink some water. We have a word from some of our sponsors, and then on the flip side, we're going to get into the Farrah Abraham, Jenelle Evans, Catelynn Lowell story. Then after that, what are we going to talk about? Oh, the Halle Bailey story as well. Tamar Braxton referring to Lonnie as a big back Cadillac. And then we're going to do a recap of what went down day 3 inside of the Diddy courtroom, okay? Just a reminder, if you're enjoying the morning report, please help support the channel by liking the video, sharing it, continuing with your comments, okay? See you very soon. Thank you.
The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running. Are you looking for the perfect skincare products for women over 30? Look no further than Ruthia. Ruthia is a skincare brand born from love and made for parents. Their flagship product, the Resilience Cream, delivers clinically proven age prevention benefits such as average 14% wrinkle reduction after 4 weeks of use. Click the link below and receive 30% off your first purchase today.
So there you go. Now I'm adequately quenched and ready to continue on with the stories. By the way, Jaleesa, did you get to watch The Valley yesterday? Speaking of, the hypocrisy and mirroring Britney's hypocrisy as well. Did you get to catch up on it? Wasn't it good? It was a really, really damn good episode. So now, you guys, why don't we get into the Farrah Abraham? Per usual, Farrah is, searching around, trying to get her name into the headlines. And so now she's claiming that everybody's begging for her to return to Teen Mom, but, sorry to burst her bubbles. She can't come on the show because MTV cannot afford her. She did this whole interview with TMZ where she said her price tag is too high for the network. They are not ruling out the concept entirely, though. She says that she has been shopping a Teen Mom retrospective series to other networks and production companies. Listen, girl, like, this is how you know the girl's not smart. Like, on what planet would a different network pick up a show about Teen Mom when the rights to Teen Mom are owned by Viacom? Like, it's just not possible, right? Like, she's talking out of her behind per usual. Okay. And so she says, oh, I would rather work with a team that has the budget and vision to accommodate me, instead of wasting time on a franchise that is stuck in a slump. And so to that, I say, okay, girl, whatever you say, whatever, just keep telling yourself that is essentially what I'm going to, say to Farrah on that, because it's just BS. It's things that she wants to be true, however, are just not rooted in material reality. Okay. And so that's not the only Farrah story that I have, though. By the way, the doggy, she's about to get picked up. And so you're going to hear the buzz. So for those of you who are new to the morning report, I have like my little cute doggy here. She's just lying down, enjoying herself, sunbathing. So she's about to leave, going to get buzzed up, and she's going to bark in about 5 minutes. Okay. But that's not the only Farrah story. So she and Jenelle have made up. I think both of them are really, really desperate to try and find a way to get onto this show again. And so this is what you're seeing here. Like, they used to hate each other. They used to try to get CPS to come snatch each other's children, right? But they're both so desperate that now here they are trying to work together in order to bring down the franchise or be brought back to the franchise, right? Hey, Mystic, good morning. Jay says, I think she escorts. Listen, I think so too. We saw the yachts and whatnot, like the kind of disturbing scene of those things and how she brought her child to the yacht and whatnot. And yes, Jaleesa, I'm so glad you got to watch it. It was so damn good. I haven't caught up on Watch What Happens Live or the after show, but I'm going to do that maybe over the weekend. Sel, thank you so much for your super chat. Sel says, I love your morning show, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for your continued support. You've been riding with us since the beginning. And, I love that. I love hearing all of your feedback, all of your thoughts and everything. Thank you to everybody who helps keep this show going. Two Snaps says, from teen mom to corn. Yup. And you know what? I think she's been making a killing there. Listen, a lot of people are corn sick. They will spend their last dollar on this stuff, right? And so I think that with her, thank you, Tyrell. I think that with her having like this infamy and whatnot, and don't forget, a lot of these people are creepy. Like the whole teen category and her, like, them seeing her from like a child on the show and whatnot, like that made her a lot of money, and I'm like this because it makes me so uncomfortable even saying that, but it's the truth. Y'all saw how it was with Bad Baby, right? Like she was, she had shot some stuff and then she put it online when she was 18. She's like, oh, freshly 18. And she made like $1 million. Like, it's a scary world out here, y'all. It's like, listen, let me roll my turtleneck up a little bit higher. Let me hide my neck in case that turns some people on. I don't know. Lauren says, Farrah's brain, it needs to be studied. And I completely agree. Lord have mercy. Why don't we get into her and Jenelle teaming up, okay? Give me 1 second. Y'all, she does not play about me. She wants to make sure I am safe and doing okay. So, listen, the two of them decided to team up, right? And now they've turned their sights over to Catelynn Lowell over the Jenelle Evans situation. So, as you guys are aware, Jenelle Evans' son, Jace, is still not doing all too well. And she decided to ship him off to Florida to spend some time with his father and with their family over there, just to try and see if that would change things or put him in a better place or something like that. And she naturally caught a lot of heat for it because she didn't even accompany him on the trip, right? Like, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, here, get on that plane, good luck. And this is to live with somebody that the child does not know, right? So it's this huge thing. And so she's rightfully facing a lot of criticism for it. In yesterday's video, we shared a lot of the feedback that she was getting. We showed how she really does not want to take any kind of responsibility for what's been going on with her child. And she put him like completely on blast. It was very, very disturbing, right? And so Catelynn Lowell saw a TikTok video describing the situation and said, oh, I feel so bad for Jace, right? Something very innocuous, right? Like, Jace is not doing great and she feels badly for him. To me, I thought that was fair enough, right? Although I do understand that, like, the cast members typically, have this unspoken rule to not really comment on gossip surrounding each other. And so Jenelle took a screenshot of this, right? And she said, oh, I feel so bad for Carly. Obviously trying to trigger Catelynn, who is struggling with the adoption of her firstborn daughter, Carly, right? And then Farrah, remember, these two have suddenly made up after trying to get CPS called on each other's children and everything, right? They met up for dinner in Vegas and everything. So Farrah decided to be tagged in here. And so she went in. In fact, she actually said a lot more than Jenelle said, right? And this is a Jenelle situation. So Farrah shared a screenshot of the story, right? And Catelynn's comment. And then she said, I'm happy Jace is getting to spend time with his dad. I feel so bad for Catelynn Lowell, who married her brother and gave her child away at birth, yet has 3 kids at home, and her oldest does not want to speak to her at all. Catelynn Baltera shares her thoughts on Jenelle Evans sending Jace to live home with his father in Florida. Listen, I think it was really ugly for them to take it to this place. Like, I feel like, first of all, this is a Jenelle situation. So in my opinion, if Jenelle was upset by this comment, I think that Jenelle should have reached out to Catelynn and said, hey, Catelynn, please do not speak about my family situation in the public. I do not speak about your family situation in public, right? But here's the thing. Jenelle can't even say that because Jenelle is always getting involved in whatever's going on with these other people, right? In the Teen Mom universe. She's always commenting on their own situation. So I feel like that's why she couldn't even go to Catelynn privately about this entire ordeal, right? And so that is the first comment that Farrah had left, right? But then it actually got worse because she started sharing some DMs that she got from fans, and they were really, really, really hurtful for some of them, right? So this person said that she gave the child away to keep Tyler, which I feel like, I've heard people say this before, and I feel like it's very dismissive and, just saying gave the child away, like she threw her child out. There wasn't any thought put into this and whatnot. Like, I do find that to be very painful to imagine, things like that being spoken about me. somebody else had DM'd her something, and this one was particularly ugly in my opinion. Let's not forget to mention Weight Watchers never worked. Like, what does that have to do with anything? You know, like, who cares what weight Catelynn is? Like, what does that have to do with anything, right? The therapy never worked. Giving her baby away never worked. And again, they keep saying giving her baby away. The idea that, birth parents, especially ones that did not make this decision lightly, but the idea that like they just, they're driving down the highway, they toss these children out the windows and never look back, never suffer, thinking about what could have been, like don't care, don't love these children. Like I find that to be just really, really cruel to say things like that. And so they said, yeah, giving the baby away didn't work for her. Like, what are you talking about, right? The horse therapy never worked. Her man basically called her a heifer, and he's definitely playing for the other team. She's huge. She's a slob. She's full of excuses. So again, a lot of unnecessary attention on Catelynn's weight, and it feels like such low-hanging fruit that really has nothing to do with quite literally anything here, right? Because put Kate up against Farrah and against Jenelle and ask anybody who would they prefer to have as their parent, they're going to pick Kate, right? Like this is just absolutely ludicrous, and this is absolutely insane. And I think that both of these ladies should be ashamed of themselves for sharing such disgusting messages out there in the public over such a simple comment, right? Like all she said was she felt bad for Jay. She didn't even go and insult Jenelle, which she could have, maybe even she should have, I don't know, but she didn't do that, right? So why take things there? I don't get it, right? I really do not get it. Ronnie says, Farrah doesn't even make sense when she speaks. I agree. Gwen says, not a fan of Bad Baby. I'm sure I'm spelling that wrong, but at least she got herself a payout. Brittany had people making a countdown of her. Oh, Lord, that's scary. Creepily watching her while she was working. It's such a creepy world, isn't it? Right? From what I've seen, they probably were traumatized during the first few years like Jason. I wouldn't doubt it. Those first few years are incredibly important. His cookies t-shirt equals weed. Does it? Let me go back and take a look at it because the thought never even crossed my mind. Jay says, I had high hopes for Jenelle Brogoli. I've always thought she was so pretty. She's been through so much in life. She really, really has. Like the fact that she's even made it this far is absolutely amazing. It really is. Like he says, Jenelle still acts like she's 16, and I agree. Give me one quick second, okay? Let me take a look at this cookie t-shirt to see what's being mentioned here. Cookies. Remember, I'm not really into this world. Y'all know I don't really care for marijuana and whatnot. So I'm not really into this. I don't know like the symbolism. So is there like something I should be looking out for? Because I was looking for like, maybe the color green or like the leaf or something like that, but I'm not seeing it. But maybe there's like some stuff here that like I'm not too hip to. Listen, I'm getting long in the tooth, y'all. I'm not too hip to, what the kids are wearing, what like, these little symbolism things are anymore. Tyrell said we just entered the ghetto. Ooh, child. Oh, is it? That's the cannabis. Oh, Lord. Here I am all innocent thinking it's like the Cookie Monster from like Sesame Street or something like that. This is a strain. Y'all, there's like someone who comes here and like kind of curses me out every time I say I do not understand why people like marijuana. It feels like such like a zombie thing. Like I don't get why, whether it's an upper, a downer, like to me, any of this stuff just feels like zombie stuff. I just do not get it, but listen, no hate to anybody who likes this stuff, but I do not get it. God bless you guys, enjoy it. Enjoy some for me, I guess. Enjoy some for me. And hey, Marie, yeah, it looks like we're creeping. We might even be doing about, I think we're going to hit the 2-hour mark today, it looks like, because we haven't even started with the Cassie story. And that's another big story. We got to do the Halle Bailey and then the Tamar Braxton story as well. Okay. And so, I see a lot of you guys saying like about the medical stuff. So that's the stuff I get. Cause the only reason that I was using it before was for period pain. So I totally get it. But the people who like need it to function daily, I'm like, oh my God, like, not even like from like a pain or whatever, but like people like they like the buzz. I'm like, what are you guys on? Because I have never had like a good buzz from that. Like I've always been miserable on that stuff. But listen, maybe it's just my body chemistry. Sometimes it's just your body chemistry that doesn't agree with something, right? Just saying.